It starts with a wizard. He's old and he's wise, and though he is small, there is strength in his size. The Goliath from the west, he's not smart, but he's strong. The Flagon Slayers, this is their song. Now the warlock, he's lost all the memories he had, 'cause to deal with a demon went seemingly bad. And the druid on his quest to save the shadow plane. When you hear tortured souls, you'll remember his name. They're the Flagon Slayers, and this is their song. They're the Flagon Slayers, the adventure goes on. The cleric, she heals in the light of the moon. She wants to find purpose, it'll come someday soon. Then the rogue draws his sword, metals clashing again. When it comes to a duel, he will always win. They're the Flagon Slayers, they drink and they fight. They're the Flagon Slayers, by day or by night. They're the Flagon Slayers, and this is their song. They're the Flagon Slayers, the adventure goes on.
I can't wait until Abby writes a tell-all book in 20 years.
I hated these guys the entire time I knew them.
Guys, they were paying me. They were paying me to play with them because they didn't want to seem like they were just a bunch of white dudes and Hunter.
White dudes and Hunter.
Oh boy.
Hi everybody. Caleb will probably cut some of that out.
No, it probably is gonna stay in.
Hi everybody. So welcome in. In case you missed last week, the party did some shopping to get some stuff to aid them in the coming battles, and then calm down there, sailor.
Coming.
It's weirder when you do it, Caleb.
Yeah, get fucked.
Why did you make it weird? The way you said that was...
Continue. Just keep going.
No, we're keeping it in, remember?
I never said I wasn't going to keep it in.
But, Thea went to perhaps see about a winery and found it in severe disrepair and just utter abandon. And then the party remembered, oh yeah, there's a lady in our wall. And freed Tabitha from her long, soulless slumber. And quickly learned that perhaps one of their closest allies and longest-running friends, Mathis, has some explaining to do. So they closed the bar for renovation and set about to interrogate their friend. So, that is where we will begin tonight's session.
So we've got Genevieve and Tabitha both upstairs in the room.
In the secret no spy on us room.
Yeah, can you bring me some?
What you eating, Jacob?
Yep.
Okay, Tabitha and Genevieve are up in the magic room, and then we're all downstairs? All five of us?
I believe so, yes, including Soph. Soph is also there.
And then I think I sent Garnash up. If I didn't, then I'm going to send him up. I want him to be upstairs with the other two girls.
Aye. See, you just kind of goes up the stairs.
Hard to trust them. Hard to trust either of them, you know.
Yeah.
And they're in one of our most secret areas.
Soph kind of starts to...
What? Why is that hard to trust them?
Yeah.
Because they betrayed us in the past multiple times.
Okay.
Genevieve, not as much. She's just, you know, Abby played her out to be a character that scares me a little bit. And so...
You should.
but Tabitha, I just don't know if I can trust her. She fucking doesn't remember the past 5 years of
I
her
know
life.
this is completely off topic, but is every once in a while, are you guys seeing a dead pixel pop on Caleb's camera?
Mm-hmm. It happens.
Huh.
I've tried to fix it a
that's
few times. I
fascinating.
think it's the camera, though. That's
There
why.
it was, I just saw it.
Okay, I see it now. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, Caleb, sorry, that's
Is it the
neither here nor
green?
there.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's below Totoro. It's like,
Oh my gosh.
oh, he's gonna obsess now. Oh no. Yeah, it's like right
Yep.
in there. Yeah. Hang
Yep.
on. Let it cycle. Hang on.
This camera's going out. Every once in a while, also, the whole screen will flash green for 1 frame.
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
that happens maybe twice a night. But it hasn't
like-
happened enough for me to be like, oh, I need a new camera. But
Worried
I
about
do
it.
have my other camera. It just makes me look like I'm, as you
Have
guys
you
all
tried
saw
zooming
earlier.
in?
He's in his
And
lair.
zoom in.
I need everyone to roll a perception check real quick.
My favorite.
Let's go, baby.
If Thea rolls
I got
high
a
enough, you can skip playing
20.
the game. Mm.
God, I can almost...
Natural 20?
Dirty.
Okay.
22.
Okay. Also, Zach, to answer your question, I am eating a chicken bacon stuffed pizza from Papa Murphy's.
Ooh, dude, Papa Murphy's, bro.
Dude,
Hell yeah.
you gotta love
Cool.
the Murphs, man. You gotta love the Murphs.
I got 11. My dice roll.
Okay.
33.
33.
I can hear the mice.
Yeah,
I
but
can hear
Yeah, 'cause
the
feed 'em.
kobolds digging from underground and a few...
Singing
You hear the
hi-ho.
kobolds speaking Vietnamese.
Don't know what I was saying. I had to stop talking. I lost
I
that.
also rolled a 33.
Ah, hell yeah. We can hear... Fuck.
Caleb,
Good
mate.
words, Caleb.
Mate.
Caleb, words the best.
Hold on.
Caleb, words the best.
That's it for the day.
I'm gonna drink
Anyway.
some Mountain Dew and hope it wakes me up a little.
Anyway, so you notice that, well, in this low light, as things are kind of, you know, dim and there's like this like stillness in the air. Caleb, don't burn yourself, bud.
Continue.
I just watched that whole thing go
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. The stillness in the air. Some of you begin to notice that, like, the banister on the staircase is an interesting design, and then the chandeliers that are hanging, and then some of the candles, and as you kind of look around, you see a bunch of occult symbology. And then you see Soph sitting at the bar, just cleaning the glass slowly, and you see his eyes are glowing with like this faint reddish purple energy, as it looks as though his horns are starting to get kind of longer, and they're like
No,
curling a
don't do
little
this
bit.
to me. Don't take Soap away from me, Jacob. Soap was it. I
He's not
said,
doing anything to you guys.
why is he doing this though?
You can tell that he is channeling magic.
Okay. Oh, thank God. You
Oh,
already
thank
took
goodness,
Mathis.
he's only channeling magic. I mean,
Yeah,
you-
arcane check?
but-
Arcana check?
yeah, go ahead. Everybody that has magical ability, make an Arcana check.
Fuck you, Zach.
No, technically,
Oh, shit.
Sirius does. He has spells that he can use, so technically you have a little bit of Arcana.
28. I'm rolling high, baby.
24.
31.
Zach, you roll so trash. You roll a 1?
31.
No, did Thea roll a 1?
Thea rolled a 9.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah.
That's good for me.
What'd Sirius roll?
5.
Okay. So Anzu, Zygon, and Animas, you start to notice the candles in the bar start to flicker, and the reddish yellow flame starts to transition into more of a purple hue. And you notice some of the banister itself lights up as some of the tables begin to light. And you start to notice that this entire bar has been somehow assembled while you were away multiple times. Soph has kind of taken it upon himself to do this. This is a giant ward system. You see Soph kind of relax, and the last thing he does is he shatters the glass that he's cleaning, cuts his hand, and then puts his blood onto this final seal.
What a Chad move.
You then see him just kind of wipe away his hand as the blood stops flowing. And then
Doesn't seem sanitary.
all of the cloud or all of the candles blow out, and then the lighting kind of returns to normal. And Soph picks up the pieces of the glass and just reassembles them as the glass repairs itself. Now with like faint, what looks like gold trim kind of interwoven through the glass. And he sets it back down and just shines it just a little bit and sets it back down. And then he just goes back to just sitting there, kind of waiting.
We gotta say something, right?
I think we have to
It was
say
weird.
something.
That was weird. I love how Zygo's just like, are we gonna... No?
From across the bar, just like, Soph,
Mm.
why? And what?
You said we were painting.
Yes?
I prepared the paint.
What would... Oh, wait.
Hmm.
What exactly did you do?
Well, as bar manager, I feel it is my duty to make sure the bar is safe.
Mm-hmm.
I made it safe.
Can you tell me what you made it safe with? I mean, I just want to know.
Yes.
And safe. Who's it safe for?
Us.
From
Animas, this is such childhood magic. How do you not know this, you infant?
So, if actually go ahead and stop explaining it for a sec. Anzu, what did you do?
Can I make a roll?
Yeah, go ahead.
God, I hope he can't roll the tie.
Well, I got a natural 19.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Anzu's like one of the strongest wizards in the world right now.
I know, I was just hoping he'd roll like a 4.
Even if he rolled a 4, he would know. His Arcana is insane. So, what Soph did was blood magic.
Mm-hmm.
That it was banned. It's very, very powerful blood sorcery that requires weeks, if not months, of prep. Basically, everything that you saw lit in the bar has Soph's blood in it. The entire tavern is protected by blood magic. Essentially, if Soph suffers harm, the bar will defend him. Essentially, he's created... The bar is essentially a mimic now.
Nice.
The entire guild hall is essentially a giant mimic. It may or may not be sentient. You know, this magic was banned hundreds and hundreds of years ago. The fact that you even know about this is because you were friends with Velshanar and, you know, curiosity.
Animas, have you ever watched Fantasia?
I like
It's a
where
play
this is
they put on
going.
in Vasselheim every year.
I like where this is going. Go ahead.
You see, basically, if someone hurts Soph, the whole bar will alive itself and attack them.
I look at Soph. Yes? That's what... Okay. Alright, well... What a Giga Chad
Wait.
move.
You put your blood in everything in the bar?
Oh, none of the drinks.
Not the pool.
But some of the glasses.
Yeah, what about the pole?
No, he had specific instructions to never touch the pole unless he's polishing it.
That's what I'm double checking.
The only thing I have put on the pole is the wax you provide.
I'll do it, Animus students.
I'm in on Soph.
So, is there any last minute preparations you guys want to do before Mathis arrives?
So are we all like? I mean, where is like people not the two not in the guild? Where are they gonna hide?
They're upstairs in our
Caleb, could you do me a favor and pull up the map of the guild hall?
Oh yeah. Please tell me I already have it. They're
They're hiding in your
Oh.
meeting room.
Thank God I have it.
Also, Genevieve is technically a guild member,
Oh yeah.
so
They're up in our meeting room though, yeah. What Jacob said. But we sent Garnash up there to make sure they're not doing anything dumb.
any fishy business.
Yeah. Alright. Here's our guild hall. These are the 4 levels of our guild hall. So the top left is the main level.
Where's Caleb
Where
Where is
showing
this? I don't know.
God,
Oh, you smoked crack.
Hold on, everyone. Everyone chill. It's on. Sorry, it's only on stream.
I don't have my thieves' gloves anymore, so if we need to
I'm
search
s-
Mathis for something,
I'm gonna send it to you guys right now.
I don't know if that's a good idea. Planning for the future here.
Here we go.
Okay, I have the stream open.
Here you guys go. I just sent it in the chat. Okay. The top left corner is the main level, so you can see that there's a door to the outside. We have all of our tables set in the tavern. The main bar is facing the door basically, but back behind some of the tables. Then we have our library, which is that room with those lines of shelves. We've got our backyard in the very top left with the green and Peggy back there, and then we have the kitchen with the tiled floor to our left. Our only 2 ways up to the next floor are by the pole, and that the pole is the very, very small white dot that is just to the left of the bar, or just to the left when you walk in the door from the backyard. And then otherwise, we have the stairs that say up over on the right-hand hallway.
What else do they say?
There's another one that says down. Our basement is the
Oh.
top right picture. There's nothing too crazy there. Bottom left, that is our second level. So you can see the first 2 rooms you would get to from the main floor would be where our bunk rooms are. We've got Anzu's room, which is that big room with the big yellow rug. Bronze room is attached to it just below it. Which has all the boxes in it, and then you reach Zygons, Animuses, and then Cirrus and Thea's on the top 2. And then you go up again to get into our final room, which is the bottom right corner. That is our meeting room. There is our teleportation circle in there, the hidden room where Tabitha used to be, and then we also have kept magical items, maybe some of our books and notes that we've found over time, just stuff that we would prefer people not to see upstairs in that room as well. But that room is magically sealed from any sort of basically like what's the main magic we blocked it from? The seeing magic, with the fucking.
Yep, you got there.
I don't know what it's called. Jacob, what's it
Scrying?
called? Thank you, scrying. Scrying's like the main
Sexual
thing.
healing.
So you can't get in there by scrying. You can't teleport in if you're not one of us. It's like basically that kind of stuff. It blocks the ability for people to spy with any magical means. There's also a block on people being able to get into the room. You cannot enter the room if you are not one of us or one of the people that we allow into the room. So it's kind of like an always there tiny hut or mansion, one of those kind of things, where you can only allow people in if you set them to be allowed in. Okay. I'm sitting at probably one of the first tables.
Okay.
Like the one close to the bar, that really big table close to the bar, and I'll just be sitting on in the top corner, probably drinking a beer.
Okay.
Do we want to spread out across the bar, or does everyone want to be sitting like near the bar?
What do you want to do?
I don't know. Soph is protected by the whole place. I kind of want to be nearby Soph.
Fair.
So it's gonna be a bar.
Is there like a kind of like a balcony that overlooks the first floor? I don't think.
No.
Not really, no.
Oh, our bathrooms are the back area with those two like stone toilets that we have as well.
Well, I think if we're gonna play casual, I kind of have to greet him.
Yeah, your giant dragon head's sitting on the wall right there where Turk's little stage is.
Yeah, maybe I'll crawl inside the dragon head if things go bad.
That's greeting him naturally.
Well, it is like what, knee height or something like that.
Yeah, you were the one to put it up on the wall,
Yeah.
so it's
A reverse Ace Ventura.
yeah.
We all good then?
Where's Cirrus and Thea going to be?
I'll just like sit at like a table facing the
Reading your
door.
book.
Yeah.
What about Cirrus?
I'm just chilling at the bar. Just
Okay.
hanging out.
Alright. About 10 minutes go by. You hear a little bit of a commotion outside. One of the carriages that people can charter throughout the city to get them places. Thea, you hear in your head, are you open right now? It's Mathis.
We're renovating.
Figured no
Okay.
better time than the end of the world.
You know, property values are gonna skyrocket. You hear a knock on the door.
I'll get up and let him in.
Okay. It's low lit. See him kind of look around. Oh.
Are we acting casual or are we acting
Oh, are you
casual?
acting casual?
We got
Um,
casual.
Like, are we leaning up against poles? Like, oh, hey, Mathis, we're
Yeah,
just.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
I'm actually laying across the table. Like, oh, funny for you to be here right now.
I think
Jacob, you took your headphones off when I explained what we were all doing.
Yeah,
We're-
I think I heard enough.
We're acting casual, quote unquote.
Mathis kind of looks around.
I'm kidding. I'm not doing that. I don't want to. This is
My-
a serious part. No, take that. I'm taking that one back, please. This is too serious.
I'm sorry to barge in while you're doing renovations. What is this urgent matter that you wish to speak on? He sits
What was
down
it?
at
What
one
was
of the tables.
What?
I'm trying to remember like what. I guess yeah.
Tabitha was supposed to be the person who is in Mathis's leadership role for the and
Couldn't remember if there was anything other than like that. to
her
talk to him
memory
about. I was like,
is supposed to be for the past like 9 years or like something like that, Jacob. Like 12 years or something she's been
So she
the Master of Secrets.
She was given the position 7 years ago,
Yeah, but she doesn't remember the last
And-
4 years.
and yeah, Mathis has been for 4 years.
But Mathis said he's been in it for longer, right?
He said he's been in the city for about 20. That he came to the Master of Information around 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah. But everyone else doesn't remember Tabitha.
At all.
But everyone does remember Mathis holding this spot for longer than what Tabitha is saying he realistically should have, even if he had taken it from her 4 years ago. That still doesn't line up with the timeline he's had it longer.
So
in
basically,
their
what it
minds.
is that people think that Mathis succeeded the previous one who was before Tabitha. What Tabitha is saying is, no, that was me. And that's where things are a little wonky.
Mhm.
I was gonna look to
Yeah.
Zygon too. Somebody else talk to him. I don't.
Like, do I have to just come right out and say it, or like?
Can I do an insight check or an arcana check to see if like Mathis is actually Mathis?
Yeah, sure.
Like if he's like disguised or anything?
Fuck,
Make an
Abby, this
insight
is where we could have used Genevieve with her perfect sight.
True
whatever.
sight, yeah.
Thank you, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have that loop?
Yeah.
Is it gonna be
I
super
just pull it out
sus?
right in front of him and be like, hello.
Well, it's a natural 20.
Okay. Seems to be Mathis. He's walking with a slight limp. Similar vocal tone, hair, everything. If this is a disguise, it's a pretty good one.
Alright.
But should we go to the meeting? Is this a meeting room discussion, or is this a down here discussion?
We've closed the bar today since we are prepping for what's to
Yeah.
come.
Thea told me you were doing renovations.
Yeah, that's the doing renovations. To make an excuse for being closed.
We don't want to just say on the front of our tavern, world is ending, so we are closed today.
That is
Prepping for the end of the
very
world.
fair. That is
Make
very
good
fair.
marketing.
So,
Final night,
is
party all
there
you
any
want.
information you wish to share? Because I have some as well.
You should start.
Go
By all
first.
means, go first.
Well, my, well, for lack of a better word, spies have been watching the surrounding cities, and we have been getting strange reports of creatures in the night, abducting livestock and the occasional traveling merchant. But we've been sowing the seeds of it being just myth or wild animals or things of that nature. But we are getting more and more reports every day. We have also been conducting observational research on the obelisk that you all saw in the Frostweld. It is not the best. The environment is beginning to be corrupted, showing signs of similar ecology to the Shadowfell. But that's all the information I have for now. We're still looking for this site for the ritual they wish to perform.
Well, all of our families are in danger.
We are looking for them as well.
Yes.
Very worried.
Super
Do your
worried.
spies or intel have any information regarding points of attack? Who would be in which situation?
From what we have gathered, there's going to be an attack on the elemental planes in a matter of hours. We are communicating with the Ashari, primarily Keyleth, and believe that I have sent some of my personal staff to oversee our involvement.
Have you sent them to the to Zephrah or to what's the Earth one? Terra?
I've sent them to all that we know the locations of.
Okay. I think we were thinking of starting in Terra, or at least the Earth elemental plane. I don't know, you know your brother hopefully more than we do, even though you may not have been in contact.
I fear the brother that I once knew no longer exists.
Yeah, and it sucks, if only you and him had some sort of contact in the past few years. That would
Are
be
you
like...
going to imply something, Animus?
No. I smirked for the camera. I wasn't smirking in character. I just want to point that
How
out.
would a Kinku smirk?
Exactly. That's my
Matthew,
defense.
when do you think you would be able to figure out where they are performing the ritual?
Well, considering this ritual is only in a few days,
We are dead in the water until we can figure that out.
we know the trajectory. I have been sending scouts along the path.
Do we know it's closer
Perhaps
to
tomorrow.
the southern location on the mountains there?
We do.
That's the one we found out, but we just don't know the exact location. Okay.
We don't know exactly where in the storm crest.
Okay.
Are you also aware that Zephrah is now a eldritch dragon?
I have received reports of strange creatures. but
And
that-
what do you think is the best thing for both of us to do at this moment?
Well, on the Zephrah front, Braun contacted me a few days ago and has told me that he believes he's tracked down where she is hiding. I have asked him to return and perhaps help us plan a strike.
Do you
Honestly,
think?
Zephrah is less of our concern. We may be able to deal with her more effectively after this zenith and the ritual.
Maybe.
But I will follow your lead when it comes to fighting.
Do you think other members of the council will be able to help us?
After our communications with Craghammer and them being very reluctant to send anyone to our aid, we have also come to the conclusion that we must secure our own borders.
They have sent.
They have sent weaponry, not
Yes. They've sent.
men. There's a massive difference.
Right.
When you say we, who is we?
The council.
Uh,
Well, it's just going to be whether, and I mean, I'll leave it up to the Master of War, military. Which one's correct, Jacob?
It's war.
Okay.
It's war.
I'll leave it up to the Master
There's
of War.
technically
But,
two. There's a Master of War and Master of Defense.
well, we got 5,000 magically enchanted shields, so it's going to be whether or not they want to send out their best soldiers first with those, or send out foot soldiers first with those to defend Amon if needed. But like I said, not my place. You know, and we've all just been getting ready for this, and the day is finally here, and it's now it's just going to be seeing what happens. You know, we just got back from dealing with that Baylor that that Baylor that we've had to deal with for the past few years that I've been connected to, and luckily I was able to save one of the two souls that I had basically killed for him. So Tabitha is coming back to us. And
Well, that's wonderful.
that is wonderful, yes. Hopefully.
How is she doing?
We haven't talked with her too much yet, honestly.
she sounds a little
She's in
confused.
shock.
Possibly shock. Confusion, you know. Your soul being on the other side for so long can do that.
She also has no idea who you are.
Well, I mean, that could be, like Animas said, that could be confusion from her soul returning. I don't have much experience with soul-based magic.
No, but our clerics here have a bit more information about soul-based magic and bringing back memories and stuff. Thea actually was the one who fronted that in helping her. Right, Thea?
Well, Thea, I thank you for helping her. I may be wrong, and forgive me if I am misstepping. I'm sensing a strange sort of air in the room.
Yes.
I'm wondering.
You know us.
There's a mild hostility.
Hmm.
You know
Personally,
us so well, and it seems we might not know you.
I assure you. Well, minus the brother thing, which again I should have been more forthcoming with that. But I do value your courage in this moment, and I do want to express on behalf of all of us, we have faith that you will prevail, and I will do my best to assist you in any way, shape, or form I can.
Funny thing, memory issues, you know. Theo is able to help Tabitha out with hers, and we've also been able to help Linares out whenever we brought her back.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with the magic that both Thea and Zygon have been able to control and perfect over their time growing, has really helped us be able to help others more. Have you ever had any memory issues? I mean, many of us here in this group have and still have a little bit.
When I first arrived to this plane.
When was
yes,
that again?
Around 45, 50 years ago.
45, 50 years ago. Where?
I know I look very young for my age. I believe that my brother's scheming and meddling has prolonged my life in some way.
Hmm.
It
And
helps with a few things. He kind of motions to his cane.
but you remember all your time in Amon.
For the most part, other than some drunken stupors.
So how did you become spy master?
I fail to see why that's relevant at a time like this.
It's a bit relevant.
It's a little relevant.
Well, after coming to Amon, I worked odd jobs here and there. And then eventually began being a courier for the council members. One such council member saw my ability to convey things and thought it would be best if I perhaps became part of his personal group. There were many of us, but he likes, as the former Master of Information used to say, one hand need not know what the other does.
Who said that?
Master Cornelius Feathers. They called him Feathers. I don't know if that was his real last name, to be honest. But he would not allow us to see each other. People of his private guard, when we would be on meetings, he would have us wear masks and would forbid us from speaking. So if we ever passed each other in our civilian lives, we would never know. I handled more of the interpersonal relationships for him, and the others handled more unsavory parts of his job.
Can I do an insight check on all this?
Yeah, go ahead.
How long ago was that?
Well, Cornelius passed on 10 years ago. There was
I got a dirty 20.
Mathis is hard to read, but from what you can tell, this seems to be genuine. Whether it actually happened or not, but if Mathis is lying, he is giving a very good performance, or he's not lying.
What'd you roll?
A
20. But it was a dirty 20.
He continues. Yes, Cornelius left us 10 years ago. There were a few different members that would fill in for him. He was a very secretive man. He instructed us upon his death to not allow the council to know for a considerable amount of time. But eventually, we, as a group, collectively decided to elect one of our own to be the new Master of Information.
And where does Tabitha come into all of this?
Well, Tabitha was one of our newer recruits. She arrived shortly before Cornelius' death. And I took a mild liking to her. She reminded me of me. And a little bit of my brother. Before everything. And I took her under my wing, and it seems as though she got lost along the way.
So, Mathis,
Hmm.
the issue that we are dealing with is that Tabitha and Genevieve are upstairs. They don't know who you are.
Why is Genevieve here?
Don't worry. And for some reason, Tabitha seems to think that she was the old spy master and is still the current spy master. And both of their memories have been modified so hard that we spent about an hour getting them back to normal. So, you
Everyone
can
roll an
probably
insight check.
understand why I am having a very hard time trusting what you're saying right now.
Everyone roll an insight check.
Insight check. Son of a bitch. Look how good that is.
My good dice.
That's a number I can lie about.
Bam. 5.
I don't get advantage on these. I forget. It's like history, medicine.
20.
I rolled a 20. My insight addition
20.
is good.
Fuck. Please do math. Please. You know what? Calculator.
I got 19.
23.
Okay.
24.
All of you seem to catch this except Zygon. Zygon's like, as you're telling Mathis this, you see him. It looks as though he's piecing some things together in his mind too, as he's kind of.
Because I think if he's not lying to us, then there might be another factor here.
And
or
his
someone else.
his memory might be modified.
But he might be another piece to someone else's puzzle, which is what I'm also worried about.
Question: how old is Tabitha again? Like
Around the same
mid-30s?
age as Genevieve.
Like mid-30s.
Yeah.
30s, maybe
Okay.
early 40s. They're both Tabitha's. Oh, they're both human, half elf,
Genevieve's a half elf.
Yeah.
and then Tabitha's
Half elves, if I remember correctly, age relatively normally. They just live kind of longer than humans.
Yeah, they age similarly to humans, but yeah.
Yeah. They can live to be like 130, I think. Maybe a little
Something like
older. Yeah.
I was just like trying to make sure that timeline works.
Yeah. There might be a few holes that here and there, but it could theoretically work.
Right. Similar trajectory to Genevieve, where she's been in charge for like at least a few years at this point.
Yeah.
30.
Mathis kind of sits there and strokes a scruff on his chin. Well, I could see how she might be mildly confused. In the years after Cornelius's passing, there was no Master of Information. We kept the guise and the charade going that Cornelius was still around. He believed that there were unsavory elements that would take advantage of him if they knew of his passing. So we would sub in and out. To be completely honest with you, I was unaware of Tabitha's initial involvement as one of Cornelius's birds until after your confrontation with her. I did some digging. and found mild evidence, but nothing concrete. I also asked around with my birds, and none of them seemed to recall her. I even talked to members of the class, but they weren't aware of her either. So I assumed that either Tabitha was not her real name, she was using some sort of magic to erase the thought of her after she was gone, or perhaps the spell that Animas used had bigger ramifications than we thought.
We could think that, and that's something that I could believe, but I did bring up. Yeah, I did bring up an important point, and Thea can touch on this, being the cleric, that when you've grown so much that you are possibly one of the most, if not the most powerful cleric for hundreds of thousands of miles across this world we live on, you're able to heal people's memories quicker than it would take many churches or temples to do with the power of gods. And when we bring two people in who both have had their memories modified, and both of them knew each other very well before those memories were modified, and Thea helps them remember, we get a very different story than what you're talking here from both of them.
That is fair. It is their word against mine.
To be very... I was going to say, to be very clear, she thinks that she became the Master of Information 7 years ago and has no memory for you. Her relationship with Genevieve, and Genevieve forgot all about her.
Well,
and so did
I can
many
assure you
people.
I had nothing to do with any of that. I can only tell you what is the information I know. After Cornelius' passing 10 years ago, our membership decided, along with Cornelius's will, that we were to spread amongst the 6 of us this information, and we would sometimes sit in meetings posing as Cornelius. Tabitha, I'm not questioning your abilities, Thea, but I do wonder if perhaps her memory is still not 100% restored. Perhaps she does not remember this. Genevieve also was not a part of this group, according to my knowledge. I have since becoming the Master of Information, I have gained more access to Cornelius's files and have found the names of his other birds. Genevieve was not one of them. Tabitha was the last one to be added. There were 5 of us, and then there became 6. Kitty.
Thea, how... that looked like a rabbit for a second. How are you still able to help with his with somebody's memory loss if you needed to today?
Oh, jeez. Birdie, holy shit. I'm fucking crazy. Just be somewhere that is not right here.
She's like,
Go
right
anywhere.
here is right next to you.
Get anywhere else. Good Lord. Yeah, I should be able to.
I think I could once, but my healing power is nowhere near what yours is, so my attempts could be shoddy at best.
How did she come about your assistant? Because that's what she was when we met her.
Oh, well, when I brought her in as my assistant, I believed that she was doing it as a way to look after me, so to speak. The other birds have all kind of scattered. Some of us have retired, some of us have moved to other cities. One of us is in Vasselheim at this moment. But I believe Tabitha thought, Mathis most likely does not know who I am. I could pose as his assistant and keep a closer eye on him. I went along with the ruse, knowing that if she were to do anything, I would be able to handle things. I was unaware of her involvement with Genevieve, however.
Why don't we bring them down here and you can speak to them?
I hate to do this, but I do realize that there's a battle less than an hour from now.
Well, we
Mathis, I need to know if I can trust you.
I would beseech you, Master Wizard, to think how many times I could have betrayed all of you.
true.
Did not do so.
We've been betrayed by
It's true.
people
5
throughout.
members of your own guild.
Yes, and that's why we're saying
That's you, Brady.
Alright.
So why don't we have a 5-minute conversation to clear it up, and then we'll be done.
You and I both know that Genevieve will not allow a short conversation unless it is at the edge of a blade.
we've got a little more time than you think before this, because we were saying that this this attack is happening somewhere early morning, and we have a few hours to get to that, even though we were trying
Very
to
well.
get there in the next hour.
Do what
It's
you wish.
just, you know, maybe your memory is not as sharp as you think it is, and maybe someone could help you out with that. Or maybe we're all being duped.
Well, I can assure you my account is correct. I have documentation to prove all of it. I have the other birds if you wish to speak to them.
Insight.
They're
check.
Yeah, can I also?
yeah.
Same.
I'm adding guidance.
What are you guys trying to invite here?
I want to see if
I
he's...
want to see if he's scared or not.
Okay.
That's what my insight is.
I want to see how confident he is giving us this story over and over again. Like, does it feel like he's reaching on some things, or does it feel like he may be breaking down a little bit?
Okay. And then what's Thea doing?
I want to see if I can gauge one, like any irritation from him in terms of this, or if he genuinely, like, does want to convince us that this isn't the case and he is trustworthy. And yeah, just if there's any like anything abnormal out of his normal behavior that I notice.
Okay. What'd you guys roll?
24.
26.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Okay. He seems mildly annoyed by this. It's more of like just another thing that he has to deal with. He doesn't seem to be scared or afraid or anything. He seems confident that he knows what he's talking about and he knows what he's doing. But yeah, he seems relatively similar to how he's always been.
Before we bring down, if we need to, have the... just to have a conversation, could Thea try to see if you have a block? Even though you're saying you sure don't. It just, you know, at worst case scenario, nothing happens. She's just using healing magic on you, and then the healing just doesn't work because there's nothing to heal. Or, what she does works, and something's unblocked.
I will allow you to do what you think you need to. I have nothing to hide.
It's just my concern right here is throughout this whole time we've always had these moments where we think we're ahead of our enemy and we're always somehow a couple steps behind, and we know that they have the magic and the ability and the power, since we've been growing through our own power, to watch us in whatever means necessary, and outside of our realm of understanding for a while there, a little over a year ago. And we know they can do that. But why not have somebody who hasn't betrayed us in the entire time we've known them, but also is actually betraying us the whole time, acting as somebody we can trust? I'm not saying right this second that you're guilty. I'm just saying it's just one of those things we have to be careful of right now.
I completely agree. If you believe that's what you must do.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll walk over to and do the same thing I did last time. Greater restoration.
Okay. You cast it on Mathis. He kind of just sits there and feels the magic kind of watch over him. His leg's a little bit better. You see him kind of flex a little bit, kind of stretch. Nothing is coming to mind, everyone. But thank you.
Inside
Leg
joke.
feels slightly better. Go ahead.
I want to.
21.
21. There might be a few suppressed memories you brought up, but it doesn't seem as though there's anything that pertains to what's going on right now. Maybe some stuff that happened pre-coming to this world, but nothing crazy.
Huh.
Free coming. Children.
It's real good. It's real good.
Let's get Tabitha.
Yeah. And while I'm gonna start preparing a heroes also that we can all.
Do you want to do that here or when we get to Zephrah?
Well, it takes an hour.
We'll be in Zephrah for a sec before we go do the setup, because we'll have to I'll have to accept the Aramente, and then we'll probably talk to them for a sec. It's up to you though. How long does the Hero's Feast last?
24 hours.
Oh. Up to you.
I mean, if you think we have time
you
later.
know you have time now. You don't know if you have time later.
Yeah, we know that it's scheduled for the morning, the early morning. And when we get to Zephrah, it's going to be probably dinner time, 6 or 7 p.m. So we'll have to go through the process of the Aramente finalization as well at Cat.
I don't know.
I guess it would be a question of does it get sprung on us that the attack happens early? So maybe I think you're right. Doing it now might be the right thing.
Caleb, roll percentage dice for me.
Why? What?
Just cause.
I don't. I send it to yours upstairs to get.
Okay.
77.
Okay. Good. Yeah.
Cat is so stupid.
It's a baby.
It is a baby.
I'm gonna pee real quick before Tabitha comes down.
Does this mean I can go get chips?
Yes, you may go get chips. Brief, tiny little itsy bitsy break. Go get your chips.
Perfect.
Has the Bears game started yet, Brady?
They actually play tomorrow tonight. It's Green Bay and Seattle.
Ooh, that'll be
I
a
was
decent
mixed up.
game.
Yeah. Interesting enough.
Hi, everybody. Caleb normally, when we're doing these little break thingies, turns the stream to "We'll be back," but he didn't do that. And we also, I don't know where Zach went. I don't know what happened to Zach.
We lost him.
I saw shadow movement on his screen. Hang on. I'm trying to make out everything that Zach has on his little cubbies. So I can see a quick ball, a premier ball. There's a Harry Potter and looks like Hermione. Bunch of different race cars. Looks like Pokemon boxes. Moose. I don't know where the moose is from. So is that a basketball or a soccer ball?
What?
Soccer.
We were just looking at Zach's stuff to see if we could make out any of it.
Zoom in.
Zoom enhance.
You what?
Well, we were seeing what was in your cubbies.
Hold on, I'll go check what's in his cubbies real quick.
That'd be hilarious. That'd be so funny.
Imagine if I just walked into.
You guys have been slow rolling, but you're actually all living in the same place this whole time. Yeah. That'd be really funny.
Zach actually did move into the apartment upstairs because we still have nobody living in this apartment complex.
So, Zach, is there a Pikachu back there on top of your D&D books? What's that yellow thing on top of your D&D stuff?
That is a Pikachu.
Man, give me my certified nerd card up in here. Look at that Pikachu. Oh, it's Dynamax. It's Gigantamax Pikachu. Excuse me, Gigantamax. Yeah.
I would like
He's chubby
Zygon.
Pikachu again.
I'd like Zygon to front the next conversation coming because I feel like Zygon's more aggressive, and we're not being aggressive enough.
I don't know how to do it without being just like too aggressive. So I don't know what the move is there yet.
Zygon's gonna go full 12 angry men.
I think that's the move, though, is being slightly aggressive here. You were right the whole time. Why don't you want to front this? It's all you.
Because I'm bitter. Nobody believed me.
Nobody believed Zygon.
That's so fair.
Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to unplug my mic for a second because my cord is all tangled. Give me a sec.
Okay.
See, look at this. Look at this nasty monstrosity. It's all tangled up. Ugh.
Disgusting.
Are we just vibing? What's going on? Sorry.
We're in a very important moment that everyone needed to be here for, so we're just waiting for.
My bad.
This is what we normally do.
You went upstairs to grab Tabitha, though.
Okay, Hunter's
Just a
back.
heads up.
Hi.
What kind of chips you got?
Ruffles. Ruffles have ridges.
Heck yeah, I love those.
Ruffles have ridges.
Really good with onion dip. Heck yeah. Caleb, you can't really do the onion dip, can you?
I can, but like I don't do
Well,
like
it's
people
got
scoop,
dairy.
people scoop dips. I kind of like if it's a dip
dip
like
dip?
that. I just dip, pull it out, see how much is there. Like just a little bit. I don't need a lot.
You can dip a ruffle.
Yeah, it sticks
also
well.
dip.
I feel like a ruffle picks up enough sauce where you can dip it.
People who scoop, I'm always just like, do you want more chip with that because you're just eating a spoonful of dip.
The chip is the dip delivery system. It's not the main.
Yeah.
It's not the headliner.
And this is where the disagreement is. I like the
This is
chip
where
just
the-
having. This is the same thing with cream cheese on a
If
bagel.
you-
I
if
don't
you
need
want
there to
onion
be a
dip-
half an inch of cream cheese on top of a bagel. I just want it to be a nice thin
But
spread.
if you want onion chip, get sour cream and onion chips. Don't what's the point of dipping?
Because the dip adds
Sometimes you
an
want
extra
the
texture. Yeah, thank you, Abby. All right, let's do this, Jake.
Better.
I think
Also,
we should
you know how
do.
enormous a bag of chips is?
Cape Cod's
Guess where the
so
chips
good.
are? Guess where the chips-
I'm guessing where your
How
hand
much
is, your
it
index
costs?
finger of your left hand.
Oh, it's like half the bag, yeah.
Insane.
Shrinkflation,
What's the
man.
point of all this bag?
Shrinkflation.
Big
So
bag.
bad.
I have seen
No
the
shit.
argument of, oh, do you want broken chips? We'll do smaller bags if you want broken chips, you know.
Big
but
bag
it's like
chip.
I feel like bag
The
science.
fucking chips are broken anyway.
Making
Well,
40 or-
exactly. I also am like,
It's
I
just
feel
a
like we could
broken
get-
potato.
I feel like we could get bag science to a better place, you know. Anywye, so you guys can count it down as.
Pretty, don't look at me like that. It makes me feel bad. Like Zach looking at me
also-
like that happens. Brady looking at me like that. I was like, oh no, that one wasn't good.
And Brady loves a good, weird.
Brady makes it
pun.
known.
Brady is my litmus test for whether a joke is good or not, because
Fair.
he's a discerning laugher. He is a discerning laugher.
Absolutely.
I'm honored. I'm honored.
Okay, so you're just
Anyway.
grabbing Tabitha, bringing
Welcome
her
back
down.
from the break that I'm sure editor Caleb put in.
No, I'm gonna leave it.
Um,
That conversation was nice and wholesome, and we don't always have those. So chip combo.
Okay. Anyway, put your call to action in the comments. Are you a little dipper or a scooper? I want to know.
Yeah,
I
if
wanna
you've
know.
watched an hour and 20 minutes into this one, please let us know.
Leave a comment. Get in the
What about
comments.
salsa? Salsa, you kind of gotta.
Well, salsa they designed chips specifically to be scooped.
I'll do a little bit of scoop on a salsa chip, but not a lot.
Fucking Tostitos scoops with
Are the
fucking
worst
salsa.
one. You're right.
Get the fuck out of here.
The
Get
scoops-
I don't
The
want
those
out of
scoops
here.
are
Oh, no,
literally
it's evolving.
grenades.
It's evolving.
The
Top
scoops,
of my fucking mouth.
the scoops are
scoops of
literally
chili?
grenades for your mouth.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
When
I
you-
can see that being good on chili, but
I also think the scoops are good for nacho cheese.
yeah, I don't
used to
know.
scoop
I just
Zach, I know cheese. I know. No cheese.
No, I'll fucking put down some nacho cheese. Don't get me
I'm
wrong.
with Hunter though. It cuts my mouth, and I don't like
Yes,
No,
it's a
it absolutely-
grenade.
that's
The
part of
You
the
shards
guys have little
experience.
soft baby
Part of
mouths.
the
No.
experience.
Little soft boy mouth.
If I want to cut my mouth up, I'll just go chew on fucking glass at that point.
do it,
Or
then.
eat
You
some
won't.
Captain Crunch.
I
or
won't
something,
because
right?
I'm not the one eating
Have you
Tostitos.
guys ever-
Because they're
so-
fucking grenades in your goddamn
Dude, that's
mouth.
part of the experience. You get
So,
the salt in the
I don't want my
Cantina
mouth
style.
to bleed
Have you
unless I'm
guys-
at the
Euphoria.
dentist.
Have you guys ever
Absolute
eaten
euphoria.
sugar glass, like the stuff on film sets and stuff? Have you ever actually like bit into it and
No.
stuff? I have.
When
It
have
was
I
really
when have
cool.
I ever been on a film set?
You could.
They
be,
use
you wanna
sugar
be.
glass in decorating cupcakes and stuff sometimes.
They do too. Yeah.
Okay.
It's really cool. Anyway,
Tabitha's coming downstairs with
you'll also
Cirrus.
for people when you're watching movies real quick, if when they break a bottle or something and the glass looks kind of hazy or foggy, sugar glass.
Can we?
You'll notice it more now that you know it.
Can we have Genevieve maybe not start this combo?
Be
and
like,
maybe
Judy, not down here,
I'm
please.
definitely gonna like have a moment with her
Can-
where I'm like, we're just talking,
Can-
and I mean that so seriously.
can you voice her for
You're
this?
making Abby work.
Now that
Just-
I'm not in,
Just get
now
out
that
of.
nobody's in the room, I can.
Okay,
The last time
Abby
I was
voicing-
in the room, and I knew he'd make fun of my ass, so I didn't.
that's fair.
Abby
Okay,
voicing 2 characters means we have to pay her double.
yeah.
I get double for
It's an
that.
extra $3 beer when we go down to Savannah.
Where are you going for $3
No.
beers? What
Yeah, I'm
Savannah!
not
Those
drinking
drafts,
Savannah.
those $3 drafts that Caleb
I'm
warned
tidy
us
up.
about.
It was the best deal I've ever had.
telling you
Yeah.
Brady and I walked there like 4 or 5 times a day to get
It's
like
true, they
2
really
drafts
did.
in
They
either
really
hand
did.
and a
They
bunch
were
of
Jello
shots.
shots.
huge. They were like this big.
And the jello shots
see,
just going in our
That's
pockets
the best part about
Well, and
Savannah
the
is
Jello
like you
shots
can
that
go
weren't
do that.
Jello,
that weren't jello. They were just like disgusting vodka
they were
syrup.
just liquid.
But the best part is like you can go to the bar, you can get like humongous amounts of cheap beer, and then you can walk back while drinking it.
Yes.
That's what we did.
Was
I
that
am-
the karaoke place?
No, it was the
No, it was the one across the street.
it was when we went to the
It
first
was-
night
you
with
remember
the
one
bachelor
beer-
part with the bachelorette party.
The pool table where Caleb went off and
And I
started
talked to
talking
some
the pool
random
guys.
guy
He
for
started
like
talking to
an
them.
hour.
Yes, I do
Yeah.
remember
And I was
that.
so
yep.
drunk.
Had that TV that had like a camera hooked up to the back, so you could just
Yep.
see what everyone.
And everyone's
the
just
other-
literally
That was so
watching me
weird.
have a conversation
so
for an
weird.
I was making
hour
sure you weren't
on
getting
this
into trouble,
TV.
honestly.
Yeah, I remember Brady and I both looked at the TV, saw Caleb on it, and like, okay, we're watching him, right?
Yeah,
I don't think I
Making
moved.
sure he's
I remember
okay,
that.
right?
It's 2 random dudes.
that was one of 2 bars that had Fernet there, and I was very happy.
Yeah,
Too happy.
Fernet.
But I had it
That
Fernet
I
shot
guess room.
there, and it was great until it wasn't.
You don't have a guest room for 7 people, Hunter.
now you haven't tried.
I don't want to. I'll get a hotel.
That's fair.
You
Okay,
get cheap hotel.
Tabitha's coming downstairs.
Oh my gosh. All of that is either going to be cut, or actually, Caleb, here's what I want
Not
you to do.
fucking staying in.
Cut all of that out and then put it as like a behind the scenes bonus feature thing.
If I
Or at the
remember
end.
this, I will
Enter
just
Caleb.
add a little thing that says skip to
Excuse me.
this point
If this
if you
time
want to
code, if
skip
you
our
don't
random
want
combo.
gold.
Continue the story, Jacob. Let's
I
go.
like properly edit this.
That would
Cut it.
require-
Do the thing where like it ends. The video ends. It goes to black for like 3 seconds, and it like pops back in.
Anyway,
I might.
so Tabitha comes down. Thea, you kind of stop the 2 of them and explain to Genevieve, like,
We're taking it easy.
and she just kind of nods. You notice that she's got like a small knife that she's kind of just twirling between her fingers.
And I'll get mine out, and I'll start twirling mine between my fingers.
Yeah, but you're spinning yours, so it's cooler.
Yeah.
She kind of looks at you like game, respect, game sort of thing. She sits down quietly. Tabitha sits down. Mathis kind of sits. I want to say I am happy to see that you are both well. I have been informed by the group that memories were altered. I do want to say I had nothing to do with it. If you'll believe me. And I will do my best to rectify any situation that might arise from this.
Inception.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not great. 18.
Not great. Almost a 20.
For me.
Yeah. Yeah, he seems genuinely like upset that this has happened, and he wants to get to the bottom of it.
Okay.
But I will try to answer any questions you might have. But I do want to stress that time is limited. Anybody got any questions?
No questions.
No questions, Your Honor.
Zygon's is our trap card. He's coming brutal at the end of this. Genevieve first? Question mark?
Oh right, I forgot.
I can always talk to myself if you want me to.
No,
There's 3 characters in
no.
here that I can talk to myself as.
I don't want to sit here and not hear Abby's voice and Genevieve's voice.
I feel so bad for Abby.
She just has to re-engage with a weird British accent.
Yeah, but like Abby had a whole process of getting into Genevieve. You guys are putting in too much pressure on her, okay? Is what
I'm
saying.
not doing shit.
Also, our
I
stream's
want to
on
make this
ad break.
perfectly clear.
Our stream's on ad break right now, so Abby has a little bit more time if she wishes.
Yeah, but not on YouTube.
That is true. That is true. Hi, YouTube.
Well, I don't know what to ask because I'm like.
But he's not.
That's true. You have a memory that you didn't create into the character of Genevieve.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, sometimes we get
Things
on
have
hard
changed
times, we don't
now.
have the money to be subscribed.
Well,
Yeah.
here's some stuff to work off of. The love of your life and you don't remember each other for 7 years, and you guys just now got those memories back. The person that you thought as Genevieve you could trust because you worked with him, with our group for so long to take down some of the members of the 5, possibly is the one who could have done this because he's the one who overtook where your partner's place was in the government system here. And now you're just now realizing all of these thoughts coming back from that are making you angry and seen.
And no, you're supposed to say that at the end, Caleb.
Oh, and go.
Action. Come on, Caleb, you were trained.
Well, question. As Genevieve, I'm assuming, did she she worked with Mathis as the spy master, did she not?
So, yeah, she's worked with him here and there. The Clasp and him are kind of not interwoven, but they definitely are like the two hands of the network I'm on. The Clasp deals with more criminality, whereas Mathis's spy network deals more with like law and order and making sure, you know, things are going smoothly.
Right.
Sometimes the Clasp got to get in there.
I'm like trying to remember the backstory I fucking made for her.
Well, she has people to answer to,
Yeah.
that you know. But yeah.
So in her memory, Tabitha was the
Yeah,
spy
so
master.
so in her memory, her and Tabitha grew up together. Were like best friends. When they were both proteges of the old spy master. The old spy master saw that Genevieve might be a little too violent, a little too aggressive, and so he was like, "We're gonna go with Tabitha on this one." And then Tabitha became his right hand, essentially. You've also got to remember, Genevieve does not have a full picture of how these things operated, and Tabitha was never going to tell her the full operation. So what Mathis is saying of, you know, Cornelius did not think that one hand should know the other. Perhaps Tabitha was the right hand and Mathis was the left hand, and they just never were allowed to interact with each other. And there might be something weird going on. There is also the option that Mathis. I don't want to. This is like really metagamey if I get into that, so I'm not going to do that. Never mind. The DM is not going to tell his players what the DM wants them to ask. But yeah, Genevieve does not know how the spy network, which is sometimes that was jokingly called the birdcage, jokingly sometimes, does not know how it operates. Completely. She just knows what Tabitha has told her, which is like, I go on missions, I do this for him. When he died, I was supposed to be the replacement. And
It's
I was
frustrating that we don't have time to bring in another member of the council who would have known if Mathis is bullshitting this or not, because we do have 2 people who believe that, but if a member of the council got their memories like regenerated, that would have been huge.
You also know that Tabitha said that she was close friends with She.
It's just we
She
have time.
Talonsbane, who is the Master of Commerce.
Like we have time for this conversation.
we have
We don't have
interacted
time
with.
to go grab any of these people because we can teleport
Right.
out after this conversation. We can't just walk around them on for the next 2 hours.
I'll just look at him and say, darling, I'd love for you to explain to me how she believes that she was the spy master and you have also been the spy master. I'm not understanding.
We were both. That is correct. We were both the Spy Master until about 4 or 5 years ago, when most of the birds resigned their positions or moved to other places. It was then my job to go in. We did not know of each other's identities until I assumed full control, and according to Cornelius' will, that is when I gained access to his more sensitive files, which included the names of all of the birds. I have since destroyed those files in order to protect any who could have been incriminated.
That's an interesting.
I understand how this sounds. I understand.
Well, no, my question would be more for Genevieve and Tabitha. Genevieve, I know Tabitha probably wasn't able to tell you too much about the quote-unquote birds, but Tabitha, I know you're not supposed to talk about this, but I mean, we could literally have the end of the world tomorrow, so who fucking cares at this point? And if you need to kill me afterwards, because I know, then kill me afterwards. Did you ever interact with any of the other birds? And did you ever like find out at least like if they possibly
we did interact. We did not know each other's names. We had code names.
Do you have descriptions of you saw each other?
We saw each other in our costumes, in masks. We never really spoke much. When we communicated with each other during meetings, we would write things down. I could perhaps recognize Mathis by his handwriting.
Could you recognize one of the other members through their handwriting?
Possibly, yes. Now, I do believe that we were maybe on we wanted someone to blame for what has happened. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's Mathis.
I'm not saying it's Mathis, but if possibly, I'm just going to bring out a few letters and then also give descriptions, Jacob, of the 5, and also Marqueus, and also the 3 women. And then I'm also going to bring out a bunch of the files we've found for the past few years, because Shavir has written to us. We have the dude that we took down with Genevieve. He had some writings in the basement. The three, I believe, at least one or two of them, we found their writings because we took all their stuff when we killed them. And
How would
then
Beholder writings?
I don't know, but if the beholder could have somehow like shape changed into a person, then maybe he would have a
Beholders would-
certain or if
make
he had
a-
someone working for him.
Everyone make a survival check on the beholder theory, or a history check, one or the other.
Well, it'd be like if he had someone working for him and writing
That's
for him.
possible. True.
So if that person was one of the birds, would they still be working for him? I'm just bringing out the notes we have and under
18.
the possibility.
Yeah,
Um,
I got
so
an
you
18 on a history.
10.
So all of you know that a beholder would never, ever take the shape of a filthy, disgusting, nasty, two-legged, two-armed, disgusting humanoid ever. Blech. Filthy, gross.
Yeah, those people.
Why would you want to
Right,
be
Zach?
anything other than a beholder?
Yeah. Them.
That's how beholders think. Beholders
Yeah.
believe that they are the pinnacle of everything. That they even beholders get to the point where other beholders are beneath them. It's like no. All beholders except me suck.
Well, we
They
have.
could use a subordinate. That is possible.
That's my thing. Is if it's one of the three women that still worked for him, we have. I would assume we have something from Marquez, but I'm not 100% sure on him. We do have Shavira. We do have the one that was pretending to be what's her face in Whitestone. We have writings from both of them. Who am I missing? How's the vampire? We killed her. I don't know if we would have writings from her though.
Matilda, right?
I think so. So we would have.
Well,
So the beholder.
Laser cats.
So it's really just Marquez that we probably wouldn't have writing from, but we have writing from the rest of them.
Okay.
And I want to just pull those out and see if any of those might match the birds, quote unquote, as well as descriptions that could theorize.
Are you letting only Tabitha see this, or is Mathis also allowed to?
Mathis would probably have seen most of this before, realistically. We've told
Some
him
of it
everything,
you've gotten since you last saw him, though.
which is from the three women, but we told him that we killed them. I'm going to show it to Tabitha first.
Okay.
and then you can show Mathis second.
Yeah, and then, like, we'll see.
Individually.
You see, Mathis is kind of, he gets up and he walks over and says something to Soph, and then Soph kind of looks over at Zygon. Goes over, pours a little ale for Mathis and hands it to him. Mathis nods, gives him a gold piece. Let's see. Okay. Tabitha begins poring over these writings. It takes her about 20 minutes to get through everything. She's still kind of woozy from coming back.
That's okay.
She pulls out one. It's a journal you guys found when you were examining that old prison where you got where the Demi-Liches were.
And we found all the shadow bats.
Yeah, all that. She pulls that out and starts looking at it. And she says, there's something familiar about this writing, but it's not 100%.
Oh, who was in charge of that fucking place? Son of a bitch. Do we remember, Jacob?
So, do you remember the journal entries that you found? Do you remember what they said?
Marquez's question
They were
mark?
Marquez's journal.
Yeah.
Well, you assume it's Marquez by some of the stuff that he wrote.
Yeah. Because it also talks about him coming to this world. And then that is also kind of when we took, I think around the time I ended up somehow getting into his body in the other realm, some sort of memory.
Visions. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is Marquez's writing. She says, it's like remembering a dream. Everything everything's kind of fuzzy. And then you see Mathis comes over and he holds his hand out. May I?
I nod that she can.
See him kind of do one of these. He's kind of.
Oh, big stretch.
He's all kind of looking for it. He eventually. Okay. Yes, I too recognize this writing, but it's not from one of the birds. We would receive correspondence from someone that Cornelius had interactions with, and it would often be them speaking on long-term goals. I have some of this information, but it was written in a cipher that only Cornelius knew. I've spent nearly a decade trying to decipher it, but perhaps with your help I could, maybe.
The issue is, I don't know how much time we have to decipher something you haven't been able to decipher in over a decade. But Caleb just had a brain blast, and I want to say it out loud so everyone hears it. I just had a moment. What if I just fucking I just had like a connection, and I'm just in here. It's fuck off.
Oh my god.
I forgot it. Just continue. No,
Oh, that would have been so Caleb, though.
If Cornelius, what if, because, okay, here we go. Let me start. Everyone shut up. Everyone stop talking. Hold on, I've got to take the headphones off because I'm not going to make it through this if I'm hearing everyone talk. Okay, here we go. You know how everybody has, when they die, they get sucked into something, and then because they have all these clones of people, or because they have these ways for people's, like, their souls to get, like, sucked into objects or whatever, they've gone into those, and we don't think they've died. It started with Cran, then it was, like, the Beholder, the Vampire, and I think someone else. What if Cornelius didn't actually fucking die? He's the one who started all this because he was already in communications with Mathis in the first place, planning out this long-term plan that he just talked about with Mathis. So Marqueus and him planned something out where they actually set up this whole system of all the people who run Amon, the most powerful of the cities in this area, as well as planting his own 5 at the other heads of the other cities throughout the land. There's no way he only left one of the 5 members as the leader of the class in the Beholder. He also would have put someone in the fucking government just like he did in Whitestone. He would have fucking done that. So why not use the guy who was the spy master or the master of information and have him take all his birds and really switch them over? Stop. Shut up.
Yeah, dude!
Shut up. I have to be onto something here.
Yeah, bro.
Does that not make some sense, though? What if Cornelius was behind the whole thing and he's the one who modified all their memories?
This is feathers you're talking about?
Yeah, Cornelius.
Man.
Cornelius Feathers.
Cornelius, dude.
It's an old name, man.
Is that sativa?
Did he have feathers?
No,
Well, he had birds. Maybe he
had
did.
birds. They called the organization the Bird Cage. Like,
I mean,
Really committed to the
as much
fame,
as
for
I
sure.
like
really,
making fun of
really
Caleb,
committed to the bit.
he's got a point.
He's onto something.
Cornelius could still be involved, and it could be bad.
He could still be alive, and maybe Cornelius is one of the 5, or he's just made a similar deal to what the demons that we just found out, because we know some of the demons
So-
made the same deal. Hey,
Riddle me this, DM.
Marqueus is
If I
like,
scry on someone,
boom, bang, boom.
does it only work if they're alive?
You guys exist now
Here, let me look at
in my new timeline if you listen to me. And Cornelius makes that deal. And now he gets to be part of the new timeline.
How did Cornelius pass?
How do you what? Oh, you're asking.
How did he pass away?
You see Mathis and Tabitha begin kind of thinking, well, to my knowledge, he had a chronic illness that he succumbed to, and died rather violently. Blood coming out of the mouth, nose, eyes, and it was His will instructed us not to tell the council. One of the birds was stationed on his manor.
That's sus. That's fucking sus, man. Who the fuck's out here like, hey, don't tell anyone I died, even though it's the rest of the goddamn council that's running this entire country. Like, what?
I'm like, if I died, tell everyone. I want everyone to be upset.
Yeah. Or at least don't make it weird. Just be like, hey, hold a small funeral for the people I know. No, he's like, no, don't tell anyone I died.
Genevieve, how
Yes.
do you think he died?
Genevieve has no idea. She was
Ze-
the
I
only
didn't
other
know
one
him.
who might know is Tabitha.
Tabitha,
Darling,
Yes.
do you know
how
how
do
he died?
you think he died?
I was on a mission when it happened.
Bird.
Who buried his body?
They both kind of think for a second. I believe it was Stork.
Was that one of the birds?
Yes, we all had bird. Cornelius likes to stay on theme. We all had bird-themed. Yes.
Where did Stork go after that he disappeared? Or she?
Last I checked, Stork was running. He was running an inn in Kaimal? I'll have to double check.
So the scry thing.
Yeah, so you can see in here a particular creature you choose that is on the same plane of existence as you. The target must succeed. Must make a wisdom saving throw, which is modified by how well you know the target. So,
Dead what they just said.
so if your knowledge of them is second-hand knowledge, they have a +5 to their save. And then if their connection, it's going to be almost impossible to scry on this dude because you've never seen him, you don't know who he is, you've only heard of him once. But yeah, he'd have to be alive for it to work.
Would you like to try and scry on him? Since you're the only person here that really knows him.
Well,
Yeah, but that may be you too.
I was newer. I was the 6th member of his cage. I was brought on 2 years before his passing.
But even then, a scry spell, if he's still in this plane of existence, which would be kind of the most important thing here, could go through, or you would feel it being blocked by something.
That is correct. To my knowledge.
Because, wait, so Jacob, if you're dead, it's not being blocked, it just doesn't fucking work.
It doesn't work.
But if you're alive, you
plane of
feel, and you're doing the magic, you feel the block come back.
Yeah, you would feel it, yeah.
Okay.
You'd feel the rebound.
Okay.
Mathis
Tabitha's a good option here. And Mathis, both of them, just fucking send it out.
Mathis begins thinking, perhaps I should give you some of the information. The week after Cornelius' death, Stork was the one that was on duty when Cornelius died. Upon Cornelius' death, all 6 of us received a psychic, almost compulsion to return home. Tabitha can attest to that, and Tabitha just kind of nods. She seems a little shaken. When we returned home, we went into Cornelius's inner sanctum and proceeded to read his will. He wished for us to carry on his legacy with us swapping who would attend meetings and who was in charge. It is then that Stork notified us that Cornelius was buried in his family crypt. But Stork would not tell us the location nor the family that he belonged to.
That's sus. That's fucking weird, man. That's weird. If we could break into that and we had time, I'd want to, but we don't have time for that shit. Could you guys possibly just throw it out into the universe, try to scry on Cornelius, and see if it gets blocked or if it just doesn't work?
I suppose I can try.
Both of you should try. Just both of you should try. You both have good connections to him.
The two of them take each other's hands. They begin to focus. What's the casting time on Scry? I think it's like a minute. $10 minutes. Okay. So they both kind of just sit there for a few minutes as the magic circle kind of weaves its way around them. Mathis kind of sits up straight a little bit more as he's kind of focusing. He is not the one casting the spell. Tabitha is. Mathis is not necessarily the most proficient magic user. They both kind of focus. You see them both open their eyes. They kind of. We were unable to locate anyone. But there was something there. It was strange. It felt as though while we were searching, there was someone watching us.
What about Stalk?
Tabitha kind of... Mathis is the only one that knows Stork's true identity.
Mathis. You gotta try it again, buddy.
I'm reluctant to involve retired members.
But
Mathis, it doesn't matter when they all die.
That's true. You're talking about something that only you're about to involve someone in, where they could possibly be dead anyways.
And might I add, I know you also feel that this is very odd.
It is strange. I'm also curious as to why my memory has not been altered, unlike the others.
Because maybe your memory is there and is correct, but it was altered for everyone else because what your events happening up to this point was supposed to be because you're connected to your brother, and you and your brother had, like, you finding out that your brother is the one who's coming from this other land and you came from this other land as well. Maybe it was always supposed to be you and everyone else supposed to be cut out of it so that they could be used as pawns for the greater game. They didn't need to necessarily create a different memory for you. They just needed you to believe that what you were doing was specific to their timeline, which they could have gotten away with just by setting you in a normal motion of doing what you're doing here in Amon.
It is possible. I can try contacting Stork. Okay, you see him kind of sit there and he... That's strange. I don't feel anything. This is concerning. Here, and he pulls out from a bag that he carries. He pulls out a scroll. You see it's this really long document that fills basically the entirety of your table. There are names written on it, and it looks as though it is the information of every member who has ever served as Master of Information for the city of Amon, going back to when the abdication happened, which was roughly 200 something years ago, 210, 205, something around there. And he goes over, and he eventually gets to a name of. This is further proof of Mathis' story. After Cornelius Feather dies, you see the Master of Information is 6 different people's names, and then Mathis' name, which shows on there twice. It shows in the list of 6, and then it shows as him.
Tabitha's name on that list?
She is on the list. You see on the list a familiar name, Zygon. Do you remember the nice, pleasant bartender
No!
you became friends with?
I knew
Daryl!
Is he Stork?
He is.
Oh, he was right. He was right about Mathis, but he was wrong about his best friend, Daryl.
No.
best.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Got him.
Oh, son of a bitch.
You see also when next to the names there are dates of their years of service, and Daryl's is over. It ended a few days ago.
No. Daryl. They fucking... Not only is he fucking against everything we've been doing, he also could be dead. They could have killed him.
Furthermore, the other 3 names are also done. It seems as though they've all been... Every single one of the birds has been killed except for Mathis and Tabitha. And
Does Tabitha's have a little blip
has
because
a weird little dash because she was gone for a while.
she was technically the first one dead, possibly, unless they killed
No,
the
one
other
of them
ones off.
died. One of them died shortly after Cornelius. Like,
But
they died-
why would I want the Master of Information specifically dead?
Because Mathis has always been part of it because he's from the other realm. Wait, are you talking about Mathis or Cornelius?
Just in general, why would they want them all dead?
Because the other ones all knew Cornelius and could at least connect back to the fact that Cornelius was never actually died, or like this what we're doing right now. Like magic only has a certain like point of going, which means they all had those memories still of who they worked with and who they worked for.
I don't even know how to start finding the fucking guy.
We can't. We don't have time. We have to leave. We have a war to go to, and this is kind of just now we have to figure out, like, do we want to leave Mathis to try to figure this out, or how do we does knowing this help us? I think that's the only thing we can really ask now. Does knowing that they have been
Mathis is
putting
anyway.
everything into place?
Your brother could be Cornelius.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him.
Any
But highly unlikely.
Any member of the 5. What did he look like?
Marquez was here prior to me. He was here 20 years before. He's actually older than me now, even though I'm the older brother. If he was Cornelius, he would have been doing many deceptions. It does make me reconsider why Cornelius sought me out in the first place, though. My question is why die? If you're the Master of Information, why die?
Because he had a different role to play. If he's in deep, right? And this is similar to what happened, I think, with Zygon's connection to Fraz, and my connection to also Fraz, to Old Blowy, and to other normal Fraz. It's one of those things where it's like they fully disconnected themselves from us. They stopped using us pretty much altogether because the path that they started taking, we've been getting so close to the full, like, what's going on here situation, that why even bother with the small stuff anymore? Maybe Cornelius had that happen earlier on where he had something else that he had to play a part in. And so he had to like just set into motion where you currently are now, Mathis, and where the others are, which is pretty much just leading to their death so that they're all out of the way. And possibly you are the next one to die because, you know, you're like literally
Mathis,
going to head with your brother.
did you ever meet Cornelius person to person?
Yes, we would have private meetings with him individually.
What race was he?
As far as I know, he was human.
He likes birds. Is there any like place in the world we know that has the theme of birds? Because the dude fucking loves birds, right?
There's no like major cities that you know of that have like bird theming. At least in this continent. There might be some small towns that have like festivals commemorating woodpeckers or something, but there's nothing crazy.
Okay. I think here's our question here. We're getting later in the afternoon. We're kind of hitting our time slot for needing to be in Zephrah. With this information, number one, what can we do with what we know now? And what helps us now knowing this? Is there more we can find out that will help us in the coming days, or even in, because we're only doing the first part of this. This first attack is to try to get rid of a chunk of the leaders of this group, and then the big major attack on the material plane is later this week. So is knowing about Cornelius going to help us in the later battle, or is it more worth it for us to go into this first fight, take out who we need to take out, then go into the final fight and take out the rest of them?
I vote 2.
I think I'm with the second option.
I think it was more about feeling comfortable that we weren't going to be betrayed by Mathis.
True, and now Mathis somehow, I mean, you could figure out if this does mean anything, since you won't be at the final fight, or in the fight tomorrow morning. Maybe there's something you could dig up, or Tabitha and Genevieve. I mean, Tabitha, you are technically on a list now. You were supposed to be dead, so you're on a hit
afraid
list.
They were planning on me being gone longer than they thought. Well, first of all, I would like to formally
You know what's also
apologize.
sus? You know what's also sus? I'm sorry, it's the Mountain Dew. I drank 32 ounces of it. You know what's also sus?
He's all jacked
You
up
know
on
what's
Mountain Dew.
also fucking sus? Tabitha's name was on the list that the fucking demon gave me because he was already within the deal to be part of the other side of this whole fucking planar smash thing. He was already part of that deal before he broke off and then fell in love with a human and did that whole cliche, you know?
You don't know why Tabitha was involved with the clasp.
I don't need to know that part.
I don't even know what's going on. Genevieve might, but
I mean,
Hey, Abby, does Genevieve know?
does Genevieve know why Tabitha was with the clasp?
my
So
general
far,
thought,
there's no painting.
you know, well, Genevieve also had ties to the government because she was an intern or like assistant for the Master of Trade for. So there's that, and then so I'm assuming it was like an exchange of information, and mutually beneficial relationship. Fuck it. That's my guess.
Mathis finishes his ale. Well, I agree with you. I don't think knowing the whereabouts of Cornelius is super prescient. And perhaps this will be things that we need to tie up loose ends after the coming conflict. I will look into this, though. I'm not happy with what's going on.
I think... Hold on. I'm in a sidebar with the rest of my group. Do you think we can trust Mathis now? Or do you think going forward we
there
don't
is
tell
one thing I would like him to do for
I
me,
pulled him onto the kitchen, Jacob.
to
That's what I
trust him.
You see the
Yeah.
chef kobold is stress cutting carrots.
Mm-hmm. It's fine. I pick a piece
He's
up and I
flying
eat
through
one.
them. Flying through 'em.
All right.
I do have one.
Good.
Genevieve
What
has.
do you do?
He's Mathis is Mathis, right? There's no like weird ass shit underneath that she can see. Like he's not some being masquerading as something
Nope,
else.
he's just a dude.
Just a dude. Cool.
He's just a dude that's like 60 but looks 40.
Cool.
You know, he's on that Rob Lowe diet.
Yeah, absolutely.
What
Making
was,
sure.
What was Anzu's thing?
I think we're fine. Let's.
I just want to hear it from everyone. Here's my thing. I'll say it out loud really quick. What if everyone, up until this point, if they have some sort of control of this government and they've been using this as a way to control what's going on in Amon, and we just figured that out, Amon already has a thing set in place. They know what they're doing. They're protecting Amon. They've got their soldiers coming out. They have magical items, and they're preparing a defense here. And they also know what our movement's going to be. If we trust Mathis and Tabitha and Genevieve enough, we could let them in on the fact that we could completely change up our movements and not be in contact with any of the governments from here on out, so that every movement we make is a complete up in the air for anyone else that knows what we're doing. Or we don't tell any of those three, and we change up our movements, be spontaneous. That way nobody sees our next move coming. Because if they know our next move, maybe they're preparing for it. But if they don't know it, and we know that they already know what we're about to do, then we could switch that up. Make sense? Capiche?
You gotta lay off the Mountain Dew, bro.
I know.
Jesus Christ. If they don't know what we don't know, and they don't know.
I don't know what I know.
I'm gonna crash so hard.
Yeah, you
I
are.
woke up with a hangover, drove back to St. Louis, and chugged a 32-ounce Mountain Dew. It was voltage, though, at least.
What was there ever any water in that?
Oh yeah, I drank a
time
ton of
period?
water.
Okay.
I had a few. I have a bottle of water here too. So
Okay.
Goodness.
So are you guys done with your sidebar?
okay, here's the vote. Start with Zygon. Do we tell the others, the other three, or do we keep it in the guild of our movements going forward?
Keep it in the guild.
Thea. The question really is, do you think Mathis is going to help going forward, or do we just set him on the path of, hey, maybe figure out if Cornelius, what he's doing, and that's all we tell him to do, and then we don't talk to him for the next week. Which means we cut off communication with all major governments. That's pretty much the question I'm asking you guys.
I mean, he can find out where we are if he wants to.
True, but can he find out what our next move is going to be? And if anybody knows what our next move is going to be ahead of time, they would be able to plan for it. If they just watch our movement doing something, you can't plan for something when you just watch us go straight into it, you know?
Yeah, I'm saying if he really wants to know that bad, he can reach out, or he can find a way to find out. Like, we don't have to make that. So we don't have to tell him.
Okay. Anzu,
Hmm.
you're voting.
I would like to just go kill the 5. We need Mathis and Tabitha and Genevieve.
We do need their help.
Serious.
We need the help of anyone we can get.
Yeah, none of this matters if we're dead, so.
I say keep it in the guild.
I would say keep it in the guild.
Isn't Genevieve like an honorary member?
Yes. I'm not saying we abandon everyone we've become allies with at this point. I'm just saying our specific movements, maybe we don't tell anybody our specific movements going forward.
Have we been, though?
We've told Mathis our plan to, I mean, we have multiple governments involved in this first attack in the elemental planes, and if they have someone on the inside, then they know we're coming already, which they probably could know anyways. But we also have told him, like, he's the one telling us where to go for the material plane attack. So we could, in theory, see how this first attack goes and then plan something out that is unexpected for the second attack.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in the next week we catch a dragon and fly in on it, fucking bombard them, I don't think that's gonna happen, I'm just saying.
You can turn into a dragon now, right?
Anzu can technically. I can look like a dragon, but I don't think I can actually turn into a dragon. But Anzu can.
Zygon's the last vote.
He said keep it in the guild.
I went first.
Yeah.
Which means you're also last.
Circles.
Circles. Time.
For now,
Magnets.
everyone knows this group already knows our movement, so what we're going to do is continue out with our plan. Maybe we regroup on this conversation after this first attack, but we need to get to Zephrah.
Yeah. And I did say I was going to make that heroes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to eat that. So they were good.
Alright, Jeffrey. We're eating a hero's feast.
So, Thea, you finish casting Hero's Feast as the different tables fill with different foods.
And if Genevieve and Tabitha and Mathis want to partake, they can. There's enough for them.
As can Garnash and Soph.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys enjoy a nice meal. You see Mathis mildly eating some of the food, kind of nibbling here and there, but it seems as though he's deep in planning and thought. You see Tabitha and Genevieve are kind of just taking it kind of slow. Tabitha's not got a huge appetite, but she does need to eat. You guys finish your Hero's Feast.
What does that give us?
Several things. God damn it.
Temporary hit points for one.
4.
4 temp hit points, every.
Hey,
Make sure you write it down.
How many?
And your
4.
maximum goes up by 4 for 24 hours.
Yeah, you can be healed up to 4 additional points from what you currently
You are
already
cured of all diseases. Poison. You are immune to poison. And being frightened. And all wisdom saving are made with advantage.
Immune,
24 hours.
poison, and frightened. What was the other thing you said? So immune to poison and frightened.
Advantage on wisdom saves.
Advantage on wisdom saves. Anything else?
Just those 4 extra hit points. That's it.
Cool.
Alright, let's fuck them up.
Mathis, if you find anything that may help going forward, you can let us know. I'm assuming that's going to be something you stew on.
It's definitely something.
Tabitha, you probably want to go with Genevieve and have the clasp protect her now that she's on a list, especially since now she's alive again and the last one was killed a couple of days ago. Be in contact with one of us, or Soph or Garnash, if you need help with something and we're able to send members over to help. Because many of our lower members will be in Amon. And I believe Soph has some newer members that we haven't even met yet, who have probably joined the guild and are doing basic work around the city to
They are
prepare.
currently in training, yes.
So, we will be on our way.
And if you all need reinforcements, just, you know how to reach me.
We appreciate that, Genevieve. We hope to see you on the other side.
All right. Are you tree striding, plane shifting, teleporting? What are you doing?
I guess we can tree stride because Anzu's never been to Zephrah.
That is true.
We do have a tree that I planted in the backyard, I'm pretty sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's a tree back there.
Okay.
All right, you guys see as Animas kind of stretches out and focuses and brings the staff down. You see the bark just kind of creak open as you see this portal opens to what looks like a cliffside. But you guys got a book because this thing doesn't stay open for long.
Zygon's gone, but he comes through with us.
Yeah, of course it does. So you guys book it. As you guys get through, there is a massive storm that is hitting this area right now. Lightning, rain, clouds swirling. It's almost like you're in a hurricane.
Oh no.
But you guys are probably about a mile away from Zephrah on foot.
Oh, I haven't been back here in a while. Get to see my boy Jackson, though.
Yeah.
Also, I pull out the box with the note and the feather that we found in Vox Machina's old hideout, old manor, and I'm going to I'm gonna have that on my person, ready to give to Keyleth.
It takes you guys about 25 minutes to walk, as it's raining and it's kind of gross. You guys are soaked by the time you get up there. You see a few scouts that are kind of riding around. I don't remember what they call them. Air sails? What's the thing that they ride?
Oh no!
Sky sails? I think it's
You're saying a lot of words that all makes
Ships
sense.
were meant to fly.
Let me look at the
Hands
teleport
up
source
and
for
touch the sky.
Brady, we transported via plants to Zephrah. We are just outside Zephrah. There's a storm a-brewing, and we are
Storms a brewing.
Yeah, there's a storm a-brewing, and we're walking up to the front of the town of Zephrah, or the encampment of Zephrah, right now.
Yeah. All right. You guys eventually make it into the village. You see what looks like a lot of people kind of running around, collecting materials, just getting everything ready. It looks as though they have been warned of the fight to come and are preparing for it. You see, kind of directing everyone, is this statuesque woman with like what look like deer antlers or like horns kind of curling out, but not like tiefling horns. They look more animal. This long cape like mantle that kind of flows back, with what looks like fall foliage, leaves, kind of like different oranges and yellows and reds just kind of there that kind of match her what looks to be about shoulder length, like auburn red hair. You see like a few white streaks through it. She looks to be in her, I would say, late 30s or so. But you just by seeing her, you kind of get this like vibe that she is otherworldly. Like it's very similar to how you felt when you were near Archfey in the Feywild. There's like this weird, almost like timeless nature to her. And you see, she's also probably standing about 5'10", maybe a little shorter. You see her kind of directing people. She's got this beautiful looking staff that also gives off like this divine energy. You notice that the wind and everything that is kind of swirling and kind of blowing everything is not touching her. Almost as if the elements themselves don't want to disrespect her. As she's kind of directing people, you see one kind of shorter guy, probably like a halfling. Long, like, surfer hair. As he's kind of carrying swords and spears and stuff, and one of them starts to fall out, and she kind of grabs it and places it back down, and she just kind of motions him away as he's running, kind of getting things ready. But yeah, she does not notice your approach. She's busy directing everyone.
Oh my god.
You guys know vaguely who she is. Animas has talked about her briefly. This is Keyleth, voice of the Tempest. She is the head of the Arashari.
Oh my god.
She also is like really old. You guys know that she is at least 220 years old.
Well, that's stupid.
Anzu would have seen her in battle once.
Yeah, Anzu knows of her. He fought alongside her. Massive air quotes. But yeah, she is she's a half elf, right? Keyleth's a half elf. No, she's an elf. Is Keyleth an
she's
elf
a half
or a
elf.
elf?
She's half elf, yeah.
I thought she was a full.
Both of her parents are half elves.
Let me double check. Just to
Oh, that makes her a full elf.
Two halves
Uh-oh.
make
Two
a
halves
whole.
make a whole.
Basic math here. Come on now. Don't know what that. We need to pass that one.
Yeah, she is a half elf. Okay, just double checking. I didn't want people getting mad at me. Yeah, she's about 250 years old.
I walk up to her while she's directing, and I'm also like kind of holding my cloak up because the rain's just smashing through us. Keyleth.
Hang on a second. I'm gonna.
I'm right here. I'm right in front. Just look down.
Don't know what you're talking
If you
about.
just look down a little bit, you'll see me. Yeah, I'm just pulling up. Keyleth.
Steady
So
on,
that's-
Caleb. Steady on, mate.
Not like
Steady on.
that.
Steady on.
Not
on.
like that.
She eventually kind of. Oh, you're here.
I'm here.
I was not expecting you to. Okay. Whew, a lot of things happening today. Okay, so hello everyone. I'm Keyleth.
This is Keyleth.
Hi, Keyleth.
It's a pleasure to meet all of you. Okay, so Animas. We don't have a ton of time, as
No.
I'm sure you know.
Nope.
Thank you for the warning, by the way. I was kind of doing my own monitoring, but it's always nice to talk to everybody, and we don't talk enough. And I tell them, we need to communicate more. But I have good news and bad news.
Uh-huh.
Good news, you can finish your Aramente,
Okay.
and that would be great. Bad news, you're not going to live for as long as I will, because I'm still the voice of the Tempest, and you can't become the voice. And you knew that we weren't going to do the application.
No. I'm not. Yeah, I was never
Okay.
trying to take this.
Okay.
Hold on. For viewers, if it matters that much, Animas wasn't doing the Aramente to take Keyleth's spot, similar to what Keyleth did to take over her father's spot in the Vox Machina story. Animas's reason for doing the Aramente was to grow to the level of power to be able to go back to the Shadowfell and conquer this person who had taken over the Shadowfell, which we now know is Anzu's old chum, old pal, old buddy, and is a
Good time
complete
away.
slime ball.
But yeah, so okay. Jackson, and you see Jackson runs over.
Jackson,
Stacked dude, just massive.
my boy,
Massive biceps, triceps, chest, all of it. Tiny
Jackson.
legs. He does not do leg day.
Not known for it, no.
He's not a legs guy.
You don't need your legs when you're holding on to the sky.
You don't need legs when you have this much beef, you know?
I go up and I want to do a handshake with Jackson.
He is full on triangle.
The handshake that Jackson and I have is more him like coming in to like dap me up, and then he just kind of pulls me up to his level, and then it's like a 2 pat on the back, but because I'm like 4 foot, he's like pulling me all the way up because he's fucking big tough, and then we pat each other on the back, and then he just lets me go and I drop to the ground.
Yes, that's Jackson's voice.
Don't do
Deal
this
with
to
it.
Jackson.
No, I'm just joking. What's up?
Jackson, my boy.
Anima!
Is Animus broing out right now?
Yeah,
I'm burning out a little bit, yeah. This is my bro.
Uh,
This is my bro Jackson.
Guys, okay, you can do this reunion later. Jackson, the reason I called you over here is because I need you to take over preparation while I am performing the ritual dance. Whatever you say, Tempest, I'm on it.
Jackson, I'll see you out there, bud.
So, bro, let's do this!
Fucking Animus is this?
I don't know what Jackson's turned me into. I'm just going with the flow right now.
He's come over here.
It's the Mountain Dew. I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew.
Careful, sometimes your bros will break your heart. Flagon will be upset.
Zygon's having an existential crisis of what is bro.
Zygon's my bro and my captain. Jackson will never be both.
Keyleth leads you guys up to this ridge where there's this lone tree. And as you get up there, you see this one raven that's just kind of squawking as you guys come up. And Keyleth holds out her hand and it flies over and lands on her hand, and she just kind of pets it a little bit. And then she puts him on her staff. All right. Okay, Animus, this might feel a little weird. I know that when I did it, I had all the tinglies. But we are all very proud. And we're all looking forward to seeing you victorious. Fight.
I'm just glad that I can be around a group of people that I can 100% trust. Jacob, don't fuck me on that. Don't you fuck me on
I'm gonna
that.
tell the DM what to do.
Don't you dare fuck me
That's just asking the DM to do the opposite of what
on
you said.
that.
That's what
You
that's what
cannot
do.
turn Keyleth into a monster.
Oh no, I would never touch. I don't even like playing Keyleth. She's a legacy character. I don't. Anyway,
I appreciate everything you've done for me, and I'm glad that you allowed me to stay with you when I was sent here from the Shadowfell years ago, and I'll more later after we possibly save the world, and I'll give more graciously.
I'm glad that you finally found your family, much like I did all those years ago.
I guess I did. I've really come to have a true connection with everyone here in different ways that may not be seen as a familial tie, but you know.
Kaboom! Lightning just strikes off in the distance. Okay.
That does remind
well.
me. I brought this for you. We kind of stumbled across your old manor.
Takes it. She opens it. She closes it. You see tears kind of well in her eyes. Thank you. All right. Okay, so Animus, just kind of open yourself up.
Do I sit down or am I just standing?
Yeah, you can choose.
I would like to sit down because I'm gonna like cross leg, hands to the ground, and I'm going to try to connect with the elements as best as possible in this moment.
So you sit down. And you feel yourself kind of. There's a turmoil in the elemental planes right now, for they know of what is to come. And you kind of have that turmoil inside you as well. You feel the swirling of all these repressed souls. You're swirling in your chest. You feel your body shifting between air, water, earth, fire. And you eventually kind of... And as you exhale, all of your feathers turn from a dark black to a ghostly white. As you kind of... And you guys see this black smoke begin to kind of pour out of Animas's mouth, just kind of float up and kind of go out as almost like the screams get drowned out in the thunder. Animas, you are now a level 20 druid.
Yes! Let's go! Sorry. 5 years of my life and I did it! Okay.
You also are now essentially a pure white kinku.
That's actually insane. I don't know where that came from, but that's fucking cool.
It's cool.
Very cool.
But as you kind of feel yourself center, that pain and those souls are still there. But there's almost like a peace that you have found. The pain and the hurt that was once there has now been replaced with the camaraderie and the love of your found family. It's centering. It allows you to kind of expel all of this other grief. You're still you, but maybe just the pain has been dulled. It has not been forgotten.
It healed a little.
And you guys see as Animas's body kind of does this transformation. And Keyleth just kind of looks as the raven next to her just kind of rubs up against her a little bit as she scratches it under the chin. And that will be where we end tonight's session.
Wait, I want to do a bit. I turn around, and then I look at everyone, and then someone needs to say my name real quick. Zach, say my name real quick.
Zach, do it. Zach, do it.
Animus.
That is what they used to call me, isn't it?
Gosh! Boo!
That doesn't actually happen. I
know Animus the White.
Me and Ansu, man, we both. Oh, that's so funny.
My hair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
we have all three of us are the white. We're the wizards.
The three white wizards. But thank you so much.
That was the Bible story, right?
Yeah, the three white. Yeah, Gandalf, Dumbledore, and
Saruman before he went evil. Yeah.
But we will be taking at least 1 week off, probably 2 for the holidays. But yeah, we hope to be back soon. We appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. The YouTube's been doing really well lately. Hi, YouTube. If you watched all the way to the end, comment what your favorite fruit is.
If you watch to the end, please get in on that chip conversation because
the chip.
That's the main thing.
Dude, man, what is the point of eating dip if you're not going to eat it?
Anyways, lots of chip and dip coming in the holiday season, no matter what holiday you guys are celebrating. So,
but yeah, thank you so much, and we hope to see you again soon. Have a pleasant night.